What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with a short video just talking about the challenge that I described earlier in my OTC Saturday video. What I'm going to be doing is transferring $1,000 into a TD Ameritrade account. What I'm going to be doing is it's going to be $1,000 under the PDT rule, because I understand that the majority of traders are under the PDT rule. They struggle with this. You know, in my opinion, the PDT rule is the stupidest rule, the dumbest rule. They're actually trying to protect us, and all it does, and all it's done me from when I started trading, is hurt my account until I got over the PDT rule. It's absolutely ridiculous to sit there and say, if you make a mistake, buy a stock, it doesn't go up, and you watch that thing flushing or going down, you have to sit with it overnight or waste a day trade. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, but enough of me ranting. It doesn't make much sense because it's not my rule. It's not the trading account or the trading firm's rules, the brokerage or anything of that nature. This is strictly a United States government rule, and anything the United States government does is ass backwards. We all know that. And that's just the way it is. Anytime the government got their hands on it, it goes down into the tubes, and that's why this country's in the state that it's in right now. Enough of me ranting anyways. So what I'm going to do is start with $1,000. We're going to be under the PDT rule. This is going to be a 6-week challenge starting Monday, August 10th, and it's going to go through Friday, September 18th. The rules of this are going to be, I only can use my 3 top setups. The 3 top setups are the first OTC green day. I can do it on NASDAQ, but you're going to typically see me be trading OTC stocks because that's my bread and butter. I'm much better with OTC stocks. So I'm going to be using the first green day. What we're going to be using also is morning panic dip buys, and then also the dip and rip. So those are the 3 patterns that I'm going to be using. And I'm actually going to get into a little just short description of what these patterns are, just in case you guys don't know or you haven't heard of some of these patterns. The first green day OTC is a stock that it's the first day that an OTC stock has a very extended green day with high volume on news. Those criteria have to be involved in the stock. In my opinion, it has to have news. It can't be up on nothing, speculation, pattern. Any type of trading like that, it cannot be that. It has to have news, because news will give continuation to it. It has to have news. It has to have high volume. So you have to have a lot of eyes on this stock going forward. And again, it has to be the first green day. The first green day has to be 35% or better. I can't have a stock anything under 35%, or to me it's not a first green day. It doesn't really make much of a difference. So again, first green day is an OTC with news up 35% or better, and up for the first green day. And it has to be the first green day in probably about a week or so. I mean, you can have slight, tiny green days up 3%. That doesn't mean anything. The first green day is the first day it's up 35% in some amount of time. Maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe 3-4 months. And another thing the stock has to do is be a former runner. You have to look back on the daily chart, which gives you a daily candle of approximately gives you a year. And you have to see spikes in that. You have to see this thing have the ability to be able to run. And then I also take a look at the 3-year weekly chart, and I have to see that this stock has had some runs throughout that span. This is a great way to also find support and resistance on a stock, mainly resistance, when you're looking for a stock to go up. So I'll be using the first green day. Another one will be the OTC panic morning dip buy. This is a stock that has been extended 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 days in a row. Has had tremendous runs, tremendous green days, but it's overextended. And what you look for in this is in the morning, you look for the stock to start to crack, and then you look for red candle after red candle. And I use the 5-minute chart on this. The reason I use the 5-minute chart is because I use level 2, obviously, but I also use the first 5-minute green candle as my buy-in. I need to see this thing drop, 25, 30, the more the better, 40, 50, 60%. And, I mean, just red candle after red candle. You just sit there waiting to catch it. And when you catch it, typically what happens about 82, 83% of the time, this thing tends to grind back up the remainder of the day. And you get your nice, 20, 30, 40% gains on this. And the dip and rip is one I also explained, where it has a morning spike, a gap up or morning spike. It pulls back, it hugs VWAP and stays above VWAP, or hugs VWAP. It could dip a little bit below VWAP, but it has to hug VWAP for the remainder of the day. Once this thing starts curling back up on the chart and it breaks the high of the day, so it could be pre-market high or regular trading high, but once it breaks the high of the day, that's the time to buy. And this is a good overnight pattern. These are good overnight patterns, especially the first green day and the dip and rip are terrific overnight patterns for when you're under the PDT, so you're not wasting day trades. This way, when you find a good day trade, you see a stock run, you can clip a good day trade every here and there. And I like to use the day trades on the morning panic dip buys, because that thing panics, it comes back, you can make your 10, 20, 30, 40% on those trades. So that's why I really like to use that. So like I said, what we're going to be doing is a $1,000 challenge, 6-week challenge starting Monday, August 10th through Friday, September 18th. The rules, I'm going to be only using those 3 setups. Again, the first green day, morning panic dip buy, and the dip and rip. I'm going to be trading mainly OTC stocks in this. I'll be also trading a few, some low price NASDAQ stocks, low float NASDAQs, but mainly going to be concentrating on OTC because, like I said, that's my bread and butter. So again, that's why I'm using TD Ameritrade as well too. First off, that's my favorite broker, and also the fact that just they give you anything. You can trade OTC stocks, NASDAQs, anything on TD Ameritrade. So another thing I'm going to be doing on my trades, focusing more on late morning and early afternoon. I know the morning panic dip buy, that works out the best in the morning. But for the other 2 trades, I'm going to be focusing mainly on late morning, early afternoon, later afternoon, not the open. What I found is I track all of my trades, and I've done that for a long time, tracked every one of my trades. What I do is I do it old school. I use notebooks. And I track my trade. I put on there the ticker, why I bought it, the setup I used, the price, the time of day I bought it, and to me it seems as if OTC has been my most successful, and also trading a little bit later in the day I've been more successful. I find that the majority of my losses come in the morning, especially if I trade pre-market. It doesn't work very well for me. Pre-market's very illiquid, doesn't have a lot of volume, and I find it's just there's no point in me trading pre-market. The only time I'm good at pre-market is when you have those super runners that and you get a gut feeling on it. And typically, what good is your gut? If you're not following rules and playing with a rule book, your gut's going to fail you every once in a while. So I'm going to focus on low price, low float NASDAQ, and mainly OTC stocks. Do not trade if the pattern does not present itself. That's one of the main rules of this. Goal is to not break any rules. Only use the above setups that I spoke of, and finish the 6-week challenge with an 80% win rate and $5,000 at the end. So I want to turn this. Turn this 1,000 into 5,000 and have an 80% win rate. And then also I'm going to document and log all my trades. When I do make the trade, I'm going to jump on YouTube and just say, hey, I bought this. This is the setup that I'm looking at. This is why I bought it. This is my price target, and that, so forth. So there'll be a quick alert. Very important. Do your due diligence on everything that I say, because when I go on there with an alert like, hey, I bought this stock at XYZ at this time, this is the setup. It already has been done. I've already bought this stock. It's already in process. This is not like a real-time alert where, okay, buy this now, because you're going to be behind me. Now, if the stock is at the same price and it's stagnated, and you feel it's a good fit for your portfolio, and you've done your due diligence, and you know that the stock in your heart, that you've done your homework and it's going to go up, then feel free. But this is not something to follow my picks. This is just going to be almost documenting and logging this journey here, just to show newer traders that, hey, this can be done. This can be done with a low amount of money. This can be done under the PDT rule. You can make a living trading, and that's what I'm going to prove here. You can do it. So hey, give me any comments, any questions, any suggestions with this challenge, and look forward to keeping it done. Keep an eye out tomorrow. We're going to have our weekly watch list tomorrow. I'm doing my homework already, taking a look throughout the week to see what we got here. And like I said, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Be blessed, and let's get that money, folks.